Gitisk.
That's your street name.
I used to love the shredded hash browns.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good. But you know what? If between the hash browns, if I had to choose, I'm always going with the cube, man. They're better. I don't know. It's probably because they taste like fries, right?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? Like if I get the shredded, what I actually do is I get really yolky eggs, like a sunny side up or something like that, and I'll drip the yolk on the shredded hash browns. That's pretty freaking good, right? Or
Gitisk. Talking about the runny, I'll spread the runny yolk.
spread the runny yolk all over.
Yeah, but I know exactly what you mean, man. Yeah, you get the eggs over medium or something like that, so that when you slice it with the fork, because you don't use a knife, you just use your fork, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pierced it with your fork.
Yeah, I see Joe just likes that. He likes his runny yolk.
Yes.
Like, give me some runny yolk all over my hash brown.
Toast, man. Toast. There's got to be toast. There's got to be toast. I love the rye toast, and sometimes I'll get a second order. I'll get a second order of rye toast, and it's always going to be with peanut butter and jam.
Sourdough for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh?
Oh yeah.
Toast gives you like that instant gratification. Like if you're like really super hungry, and there's toast like right there, and you just boom, it does the trick right there every time.
You know, as a kid, I used to put a bunch of butter on there, and I'd just suck the butter out of the toast before I did it.
That's what you'll be doing when you're an old man and you have no
That's
teeth
right.
left.
I'll just
You're
be
just
sucking
gumming
my
down your
butter.
toast.
Still sucks the butter out of things. I've seen it. Only this time around he charges $50.
Oh boy.
$50, I'll suck the butter out of your toast.
Actually,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I had a
I'll
buddy of
suck the runny yolk out of your egg.
Oh boy.
mine. I had a
Oh
buddy of mine
boy.
who used to work at the keg, and he had this one guy that would always eat the food that wasn't eaten. So if there's anything left on the plate that was good, he would just like eat the
Yeah.
food right when they brought it back.
Yeah.
So this one time, there was this cake that was brought, or the steak that was brought back to the kitchen, and he's like, "Steak hasn't even been eaten." So he just like grabs a knife and fork and eats the whole steak. He finds out later that it was a toothless woman that just sucked the juices out of the steak, and then she just put
Oh, that's so gross.
Just gummed her steak.
Well, how rich do you have to? How rich is this lady to just have money to? I'll buy a steak, but I can't eat it or nothing. But I just want to put it in my mouth. Just have the taste. I just want to have the taste.
Yeah, I just want to suck the juices out of that steak. And then meanwhile, the waiter's like, "Oh, it's funny. There was a guy that was here that wanted the same thing, but he charges $50."
And he said, "Don't look at me in the eyes."
Yeah, I don't know you like that yet.
Money is money. You gotta grind, boys. You gotta grind.
I want to get so rich that all I do is just suck the juice out of a steak at a keg steakhouse.
Yeah, too deadly. That's even worse. Hey, that's the next level of eating KFC, just the skin. Right? I'm just gonna go to the keg and just taste the fork, boy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give it to my dogs. Ooh.
Yeah,
No, I'm
just throw that big breast back and just
send it back.
Yeah, no, you can have this.
Yeah. I'll get my steak well done too.
Yeah, or when you kick in big at the casino there, I had a buddy when we were younger. He just kicked in on the casino and he's feeling rich after you leave the casino because you win a couple $100, whatever it is, And he was like, gonna go get gas for his truck. He was like, I get $50 worth of gas. Well, what if it only takes 30? put the rest on the ground. Just pour it on the ground. Just pour it on the ground.
Well, that's like going to the Grey Eagle in Calgary when they have their seafood buffet. Everyone just walks in there like they're rocking and rolling all the time, right? Big old crab legs on there. That's an incredible seafood buffet there.
Can't do it, man. I can't eat that stuff.
No,
Seafood?
you get sick from it.
No. Yeah, I don't like the taste of seafood.
They're basically big insects.
Yeah, well, and even like fish, man.
Essentially,
Like I know that fish, like scientifically, it's like awesome food for your body and bodybuilding and all that. But
Yeah.
I don't like the taste of it. I can't get myself around eating like even
Really?
salmon and shit. Yeah,
No, I like
Really?
fish.
Huh.
tuna. I can choke back tuna because I know that it's healthy and it's good for me, and you know I can choke that back, not bad.
Huh.
But the not so much with any like salmon
That
or any other
Tuna
seafood.
is Rio Grande or something like that. It's a tuna made in it's canned with olive oil. Oh my goodness. It is
Good stuff.
awesome. You
Yeah.
mix that with some basmati rice.
Yeah.
Oh, like I don't like tuna in water, but this tuna in this olive oil is just phenomenal.
That's
like
delicious.
that all
That's
day long.
delicious. I've actually had that before, man.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
freaking delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can make something
Makes
like
you want
tuna
to suck the juice right out of that tuna.
right out of the tuna, oh yeah, that's a little too weird. I can understand your toast maybe or a steak or like cheesies. You know, cheesies or like
Awesome
real
cheesies.
ketchup chips or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
You know what's actually
Awesome
really good
cheesies.
is that if you use what the hell is that? Ranch dressing.
Hmm?
Put some dill in there, like dill spice. Put some dill spice in there, and not a little bit, like lots, right?
Yeah.
Lots in ranch dressing, lots of dill spice, and ketchup chips, and it's a dip. It sounds disgusting, but it's actually really really good.
Yeah,
It's
probably
delicious.
probably
Yeah,
hits the spot. Probably hits the spot. Hey.
yeah, especially when you're like really hot.
I took some
I mean,
I bought a thing of cheesies before I went vacation to Cancun there this fall, and I had it in my bag, and you can't get cheesies down there, obviously. So I was kind of like, all right. So I only had some. I was going to save it and this and that. And at the resort we go to, they usually have chips and stuff in the gift shop, and for whatever reason they didn't this time. So I'm like, oh, it's okay. I got my cheesies. I'm good to go. I could not find my cheesies anywhere. I searched all my luggage, everything. I was convinced someone stole my cheesies. And they were an open bag too, right? Convinced that someone at airport or whatever else, security stole my cheeses because they know how good cheesies are, and they were doing this like a conspiracy type of thing. And so anyway, I'm just like, I'm kind of pissed, but I'm in Cancun. What do I care, right? I come back home. I found my cheesies. They're in another pocket of the bag.
someone had sucked the juice out of my cheesies.
Every one with lemon flavor. It's like someone sucked the juice out.
I could just tell.
Yeah, there was no flavor. They were just white cheesies.
They're all white.
Gross.
They're all pathetic and sad and white.
Yeah. Like your exes. Don't even know. I just threw that out there. I'm sorry.
Don't be mean.
There
are treaty allies.
No, man, some cheesies, definitely.
I meant nothing by it. It was just there, man.
It's funny because my ex is white.
How great! Oh, fucking great!
Hey, hey.
Now she's gonna find out about this.
Cory,
hey. Say that I did it on purpose.
Hey, calm down. We've all been there, all right? Every Indian has been down that road. We walked the red road at one point, right into a white camp. We took a white wife with us. That way, that's what they did long ago. We went back to camp and said, "Don't fucking go there. They're crazy."
Yeah. Well, I actually even had a friend of mine in the army that I don't know where the hell they make Hawkins cheesies, but he was there, and like every month they'd bring a big like barrel of rat poison into the factory, and he goes,
What?
"I'm hoping for rats, but that's a lot of rat poison."
I was gonna say it. That seems a little sus.
It's a little
Yeah, just like walking in the fucking, you got a barrel of rat poison.
What you got there?
Oh,
Like,
rat poison.
Like if you're using it like a big old oil barrel of rat poison, like you would think all animals would be dead within like 50 kilometers around that, right?
Anything would be dead.
So what they bring it in there for?
I don't know. That's what he didn't know.
Oh
It
shit!
doesn't stop me from eating cheesies though.
I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's the secret ingredient.
Fuck his cheese. I'm
What's
gonna
up?
eat them.
and
Bring those.
and the actual cheesies, it's only like a Canada thing, isn't it? Like only like a Canadian thing. You can't get them anywhere else. Like they're not in the States.
Nope.
I
Those
actually
ketchup
remember.
You get ketchup chips in the States though, because I've gotten them in the States before now, but
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're Lay's.
Yeah.
But you can't get like old Dutch ketchup chips down there.
Yeah, those are the best kind. Old Dutch.
Yeah.
No. There's a no-name brand that you can get. I think it's what is it at
President's
Superstore?
Choice,
Yes.
the Ripple ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I've had my tongue fucking burnt by them, but they were so damn good I couldn't stop. My tongue was just like white and looked like I had thrush or something. Like,
Yeah, from the
milk in
chips.
my fucking mouth was just raw.
Yeah, but you couldn't stop eating them. You couldn't stop eating them. You just kept
Well,
going.
you're not supposed to suck the juice out of them, Keon.
It's funny because when I do put them in my mouth, I would suck on them until they got soft and I'd chew them. I told my wife, quit buying them because they're just like they're dangerous.
They're giving me thrush. I've got this mouth infection.
Look at my tongue. It's all fucked up.
I'm taking this
Honey,
penicillin and I got the shits.
For you. Get that tongue away from me.
Yeah, not again.
You and your tongue infections.
Okay, honey, I got your preventive monostat. It's all right. It's good.
Oh man, I was looking at some of the old Bannock Boys stuff. Some of those things that we had with like side effects may cause anal bleeding. You could cause bleeding from your eyes, bleeding from your ears, bleeding from your anus.
What?
Just for using a cell phone booster.
Like how?
Just for using a cell phone booster. I was like, this makes no sense, but it's so funny.
I forgot so many of our skits that we've done, and then you're putting them back up on there. Like I totally forgot about that the Sasquatch one. Like completely forgot about it. Didn't even know about it. I saw it.
That's good though, right? That's good though because you're supposed to be working. So like you were just working. You were just in the moment. There wasn't anything special, right? It was just you were just creating shit. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Bro, remember when we seen that or actually filmed that in
my basement?
It was like your basement, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. Hey, like it was like 11 o'clock at night, and we're filming this thing, and we're just like, this is gonna be so crazy. We have a Sasquatch. Sean in a Sasquatch suit wearing a thong, right? Dressed up, rolling around. It looks like a porn scene. And we have this camera and we're just shooting. And then we're all like,
just you three there.
Be so funny. It was just us three. And like, not even kidding. It's just us three. Just, this is going to be so hilarious. And then remember after we turned it off and we were done shooting, we're like, that's weird. I feel dirty now.
Dirty.
Remember, we were just kind of like looking at each other after, like
Sean's head was down when we taking off the thong on the front.
Yeah. Sean,
it's all quiet.
Sean was feeling shame. I was feeling shame for filming him,
not looking at each other,
and enjoying it. and then we built a porn set in Keon's basement.
You what?
Oh yeah, it's a full board set we set up for the
You
scene,
built the
right?
what? For what? It's just you guys on there.
I know
Oh my God, it's for
it
the
was
scene.
for that 1-900 Snag-a-Squatch. That's what it was for,
Oh,
right?
okay, gotcha.
Because we had the Snag-a-Squatch rolling around, and then I had a buddy who was a rapper, but she had this weird voice, and I was like, "Hey, can you read this?" And her voice was perfect for that because it was meant to mimic the the old infomercials that we all saw late at night, and you're sitting there.
You phoned the number. Don't lie.
Yeah.
And you listened to the recording.
I did. That's how I know. But it was research. I was doing research.
Well, when you phone the line, because you could pick different girls, so you just keep pressing. Well, this was back in the old days too, when you had a phone like this and you had to press it on the thing because it's like, oh yeah, that one has this kind of accent. No, I'll press 2. This one, you could preview it, right?
To hear the different operators.
We actually have this. We actually have this one skit where I'm dressed up as a detective and I got this big crazy looking mustache, and it's actually going to be released at some point. You're going to see this skit and it's freaking hilarious. So like it's meant to take place in like the 70s, right? So they had the old rotary phones, right? So so he's trying to call an emergency using this rotary phone. He's like, is this really necessary? When are they when are they going to invent a 3-number line that we could just call instead of trying to call,
I love
and it's
those.
supposed to
That's
be this
hilarious.
emergency. It's like
Yeah, yeah. So the way you do it when it's an emergency, when it's an emergency, you push it back,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is
yeah.
this really necessary? I'm kind of in a rush.
Or being either.
It's
I
kind of
remember
an
being
emergency.
at my grandma's with the party line. You had to wait for the shirt and ring before you could answer it.
Oh
You
yeah,
could
yeah,
just
yeah.
on
These
your
and
neighbor's phone call.
everybody used to just pick up and just listen all the time,
Yeah,
right? Like there's no privacy on that shit.
there's no phone sex back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sequin, what's up? Spring Spirit. Hello, hello, Tanse, Tanse. How goes it?
How Kona. Yeah, no, watching some of that stuff. Oh man, people are in for a real treat. We got some crazy things coming. So you're gonna see Legend of the Bionic Bannock Boy. That's out now in different parts. So tune in on all 4 sacred directions of the 4
Nice.
sacred social medias.
What are the 4 sacred social medias nowadays that we have to know of?
To the north, we got Facebook. To the west, we got Instagram. To the east, we we have TikTok, and to the south, we have YouTube. The 4 sacred
Yeah,
socials.
those are the 4. Hey, you didn't even put X on there. What about that one? No,
No,
no. Twitter's no good anymore, right? Like, do you
Twitter's
even go
no
there?
Twitter's no good anymore, man. I went to go check it out. Oh, I was actually retrieving passwords and stuff like that, and I went to go check out Twitter. Nah, man, or X or whatever. No, it's all right. I'm good. There's a lot of crazy things on there right now. People are kind of weird on that platform. So see you later. Peace out. North is the true. Yes. He's getting the colors all wrong. That's the point. Wait. What is Facebook is blue? That's north. The 4 sacred color. The 4
Just
sacred.
making it up as we go.
Just making it up as we go. That's what's
Yeah.
fun about that.
They're flying.
Yeah. Oh man, people are in for a real treat. I've I've just been editing footage, going through old footage and just uploading stuff, scheduling stuff and getting stuff ready. And oh man, there's some funny stuff that's coming out. And um so right now Legend of the Bionic Bannock Boy is out. So go to all the social medias, TikTok, YouTube. We want you on our YouTube channel because we're going to be live streaming Tricksters. We're going to have our first thing coming up here, me and Keon, we're getting the group back together, and we're rebranding ourselves, calling it Tricksters, and we're actually going to unveil a new member.
Cool.
That way. So next Thursday night, we're actually going to go live on YouTube. Of course, it's going to be shared in the 4 sacred social medias. It's going to be shared in the 4 sacred social medias. But yeah, we're coming back, and we got a lot of old stuff that we're just gonna give to the people. Just give to the people. Like it's just sitting on a shelf. It reran on APTN like 100 times now. Awesome. Yeah.
But no one watches that channel.
No, well,
they did when you were on it.
I've actually been off social media for like what is it now? Like 3 years, 3.5 years.
Yeah, you were gone for quite a while.
Yeah. Now I'm back on social media, so I'm trying to grow my social media. But here's the thing: is that social media has changed so much in just that short amount of time. That like, oh man, I was on Facebook, and I was like, how the fuck do you use this damn thing? And I'm a comms guy, but you got to understand that in comms, in the communications work that I was doing, I only just had the page open and I'm working the page, and that's all I'm doing. That's it. So when I'm trying to figure out, okay, like what is going on here?
Right.
And
yeah,
Instagram, totally different from what I remember. And Instagram, I haven't been on that thing in a long time. YouTube, YouTube, I was kind of on that already for one of the jobs that I was working. So I understood that one. TikTok is a total learning curve, but TikTok, I can see me having a lot of fun on TikTok. Actually, I got some funny ass things coming up for TikTok that I'm going to be posting on there, along with the Bannock Boys stuff is going to be all over that. And then on next Thursday, a week from tonight, we're going to be unveiling the new member, and during those live streams, during the Tricksters live stream. So the Tricksters live streams are going to happen. They're going to happen when they happen. And we're going to let people know when they are. We haven't quite figured out a thing yet, but with the Tricksters live streams, we're actually going to be testing new materials. So the audience gets to involve themselves in some of the materials that we have, so that we got some, really cool interaction. And we use social media as a social thing, so that people get to see the skit that we're making and that we're rehearsing and that we're coming up with, and Tricksters is going to shoot that skit. And we've committed to filming 1 skit a month. So you're going to get 1 brand new skit a month, but that skit's going to be worked out in front of an audience during our live streams, during the podcast. So make sure you tune in the podcast if you want to be part of the magic and you want to be part of the fun that goes along with making this stuff.
And not only that, to be a part of something that's really unique in the fact that the Tricksters currently right now, between Cory and myself and Taylor Swift, we have like 850 million followers.
Yeah, totally.
Tap way. When we issued the invite to Taylor, I mean, how could Taylor refuse? How can Taylor refuse? Look at this punum. Look.
You said ass wrong.
bro, come on, don't do me like that. Not in front of Taylor. Hey, is Taylor on here? Check. I invited her. I said, Taylor, I know I said what I said about white women, but I was just joking. Okay. Yeah, I better stop there.
Yeah, stop that. Come on.
Somewhat family friendly show.
Yeah. This is like adult safe league. You know what I mean? Like, I know that you're the big rec star, the rec hockey star, but this is adult safe league here. No slap shots. No body contact.
You just got to grab the flag, bro. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
so we got a whole slew of new stuff coming out, and when we do the live shows, because we are going to be doing shows, it's going to be a mix of stand up, it's going to be a mix of sketch. It's basically a new thing coming out, Tricksters Comedy. Go like the page and on all the 4 social medias and the 4 sacred social medias. Go like it, go share it, go share all this stuff, because for a whole year, I'm going to be releasing stuff, just nonstop, relentless releasing stuff. That's how much stuff is coming. So yeah, you better go like
Awesome.
that, because it's going to be a crazy ride in the next little while.
Awesome. And so none of that stuff has really went into heavy syndication ever since then, has it? Like I'm sure it's been played on regularly, but has it been really been used heavily over the years since the series tapings ended?
Yeah, actually APTN had aired it many times, and they actually got back to me a couple times, and then they were like, hey, we want to yes, that is the spelling, Tricksters Comedy, and it has a picture of a coyote with a big cheesy smile, and he's wearing dark sunglasses. So that's Tricksters Comedy. If you want to check that out, yeah, there's going to be stuff on there, TikTok as well. Check us out on TikTok, but YouTube is going to be where it's at, because on YouTube, so on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok, you're only going to get so much, because I can only do so much on each platform. On YouTube, I could do the full meal deal. So on our YouTube channel, you're actually going to get stuff we that isn't going to be found on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. So you're going to get a lot of the bonus footage. You're going to get full episodes of things right from start to end. You're going to get all that, everything on YouTube. So YouTube is going to be the way to go for us. But at the same time, too, we ain't neglecting our Facebook fams, we ain't neglecting our Instagram fams, and we ain't neglecting the TikTok kids. We're going out for all of them. That's what we're doing. We're a big family out here. We're one big indigenous family out here. Indigenous family, So yeah, we're going all over the place. Us. High
One
Well,
five.
I think APTN had it on for up to 4 years after 4 or
Oh
5 years.
yeah, no, APTN re-aired it, and then remember I was giving you a call because they called me and they're like, hey, like every time we re-air the program, our ratings go up, like way up. People still like this stuff, and you guys want to do another show. And at first I'm like, no, I don't know, it's hoeing humming and that kind of thing. And then remember when I called you there a couple years back, and I'm like, hey, you guys want to, maybe there might be a possibility or something like that there, where we could revive the show. But at the time I was like, I kind of want to do something different, because like Bannock Boys, when we did Bannock Boys, you have to remember is that we were doing, like, how many shows did we do, Keon? You and I, like the
Countless.
like just we were coming off a run of shows, where we just had back-to-back shows, live shows for like years. We were doing this, and then we did the TV show. The TV show was airing. We were still doing live shows,
And we
and
still all had full-time jobs.
and we still all had full-time jobs, but we were doing all those shows, and we were so busy at that time that, like, when the Bannock Boys TV show is made, there was a certain magic there that you can't recreate. So with Tricksters, what we're trying to do with Tricksters is, like, let's try recreate some form of magic, but in its own way that is unique to what Tricksters is, right? And now with us having more experience under our belts, us having more understanding of how the game works and all that kind of stuff, now we have, I guess you could say, like, the benefit of hindsight is foresight, where now we could see, us being veterans of the thing, we could see ahead of time what works and what doesn't, and we're putting all that knowledge to use, and just our general who we are. We're just regular funny people, and especially when you put us all in a room together, fuck, we just go hard, man. And like we went out for dinner the other day, or I guess a little while back now, me and Keon, and we tried to have a serious conversation, and all we did was just fucking joke and laugh and and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
and then we started texting later, like we never did decide what what do you think? It's like, shoot me an email, you know?
Yeah, there really has to be a balance, right? Because on one
Yeah,
hand, you have to have that spontaneous energy to just create, right?
yeah,
To create stuff, but at the same
Yep.
time, because you're professionals and adults and have full time
yeah.
careers, you have to do it within a scheduled time, right? And
Mhm.
That way,
sometimes that creativity doesn't always flow naturally when it's time to sit down and do it, right?
no, and
How did you guys
yeah.
manage through that?
Well, what we used to do is we used to go to Keon's basement. And like I said, like Keon's basement was like the hive, I guess you could say, like the creative hive, where like, man, we'd be there till like 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. But
Yep.
like along the way, what we used to do too is that we used to email each other quite a bit, and texting was sort of a thing back then, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. And we'd just email back and forth different ideas. If we have a script or we have a funny idea, we would jot that down. Like now I use my phone, right? And on my phone I actually have a whole pile of different ideas and things like that that I've just been thinking about, and letting things ruminate over the past little while. Some of them are comedy bits, some of them are stand-up bits that I've been practicing and rehearsing, and
Some of his
build.
porn.
95 95% of it's porn, bro. You know,
But the rest of it is really, really productive stuff.
That's really
5%
productive.
is very productive. You know, I mean, how else do you use your phone, really?
For
Do you guys
texting,
make
everybody
calls
knows
with
that.
these things? I
Well,
actually
I
got
would say, I would say that, like, a lot of times in the basement, that when we do, we called it rehearsing, but it was just us laughing and
Creating.
bouncing ideas and creating, and just
Right.
one thing led to another, led to another, led to another, and we just developed these ideas, and
Yeah.
then we'd hammer them down and write out a script, everything, right? And
yeah,
then it was always the big saying, you just have to know your beats, because when we performed live, heck, even in front of camera, as long as you knew your beats, because we knew the storylines, like all of us developed it together, so we knew the
yeah,
storylines, so we just had to know our beats. And if something came up on stage, whatever else, where we saw an audience member or whatever else, where we could bring in whatever else, we would just improvise and bring that person
Yeah.
in, or say something, whatever else. But because we knew our beats, it didn't throw anyone off. Because if you're
Right. Right.
what we found for us, two things: one, memorizing a script wasn't really realistic because of our schedules, and it took away from the spirit of what we are doing, was just to
Yeah,
have
it's
fun.
not as genuine. It's not as
Exactly.
legitimate, right? Like it sounds canned.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you sound
Oh
like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
reciting
yeah,
lines as opposed to
yeah,
performing.
The
yeah.
first
See,
time
and
I did the character Greasy Nietzsche, no one knew no one knew I was doing it. Like we were doing it in live show, and what ended up happening is that I had to go on stage, but I didn't have a costume. So I just looked into our tickle trunk and just grabbed something out,
Yeah,
and I
that
had
was
no
it.
character. I had no idea for this character. So I just came out and I
Yes,
didn't even say anything. I just made grunts and groans and stuff. And
and it
this is
worked.
the first time Cory and Sean saw it. They started laughing. The
we
audience sees
burst
that
out.
this is
We
legit.
totally broke
So
character.
so
Yeah,
you knew it was gonna work. Yeah, yeah. You knew that it was
yeah,
legit. It was
yeah,
authentic, and you're gonna laugh
Yeah.
no matter what,
yeah.
right? As soon as
Well,
you see
everyone
that.
just died laughing. Like people were bent over laughing, hard to catch their breath. Even they were laughing so hard with that character.
Oh yeah, people had to get up and
Right
leave.
on.
They were laughing so hard because it wasn't. It was just. It was so crazy, and it was so out of left field because it was for a skit called "So You Think You Can Round Dance," right? And actually, you're gonna see the filmed video version of "So You Think You Can Round Dance," and that that skit, part of the shtick is that we have the host up there, and the host is like, and we're gonna call up some audience members, and the audience is gonna participate, and whoever has the best dance wins. So you think you can around, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
it's a round dance.
yeah, and the big reveal is some crazy character comes from behind the curtain, and that's your dance partner, right? So I always came out as Mushum, right? And I have a cane, and I'm like, hey, what's going on, boys? Look, we're gonna teach you how to round dance just like how we used to way back when we had the old dry dances, boy. This is what we're gonna do, right? And then as soon as the thing would come, I'd be fucking twerking. I'd be doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? Just to get laughs out of people, because mushums don't really do that. So it's kind of like I threw away my cane now, and I'm gonna do a little bit of breakdance moves and that kind of thing, right? And then Keon, I think you were supposed to actually be that time a jungle dude, weren't you? Because I remember we bought a jungle outfit.
I don't even remember. I didn't have time for what it was, I think. Yeah. I think you're right. I didn't have time to do that because I just finished.
Didn't have time to do that.
Yeah.
So then he just slapped something together, right? And me and Sean are expecting a zookeeper to come out. And all of a sudden he comes out as Greasy Nietzsche. And we're like, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden he's like,
yeah, that gets you every time, right?
I had no character developed for this thing, so I just had to like
and the audience went bananas, man.
Yeah.
And us too, we were in character, right? And we totally broke character because it worked so funny, and it worked. And all he did was just walk in and out of the audience going,
rubbing my belly button and sniffing my fingers.
Hey man, if that's all if it's working, then you just gotta you found it. You got it, right? Like you got it. It's like that, like when they talk about like Johnny Cash, a lot of his songs sound the same. Well, why not? All of them. They just get the groove and just ride it, right? He's got it every time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna break up with me at the round dance.
Was that straight? Who said that? That was a good one.
Sequin said that.
Sequin said that.
No way. There's too many other guys there. You'll end up leaving with another one of the singers.
Yeah, as if you can't leave with him. Not him.
Yeah, at least not him. He's my bro.
At least not him. He doesn't even look after his kids.
Those guys always beat us.
He just wants you for the child tax benefit.
Cows and plows, man. Cows and
he
plows.
He just wants you for the cows and plows. Cows and plows.
Right. There's got to be some people that are out there that are hunting.
Oh yeah, they're just snagging for that alone, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, people probably just trying to be all humble.
The Rico Suave, the Rico Suave of Indians in Canada is going for the cows.
I've always liked you, not just because you got cows and plows, cows egua plows, but I've always liked you. Can I be your lead stick man?
Oh shit,
babe.
That sounds like a bad conversation at a party, at a house party in the hood here back in the day. That's when it's time to shut her down.
Yeah. It's not just because of your cows and plows, babe.
Yeah. I would be here even if you didn't have your cows and plows.
Or your per cap from your settlement. It's not that either.
Yeah, it's not that.
And it's definitely not about your child tax benefit either, that way.
Even though none of them are your kids.
Yeah. But I would make a good dad. Yeah, a
good stepdad. That's what happens when you're old, bro. I don't know.
I could suck the orange.
But you never know.
Suck the orange out of a Cheeto.
Old Indian dudes still be getting women pregnant, right? It happens a lot in indigenous countries.
That's how we grow the nations.
That's how we grow the nations. There you go. That one's for you. Like my kids are just like you.
That's what they always say. But it doesn't look like me.
Can't even wrestle. You can tell.
Yeah, dark hair, dark eyes.
Yeah. And you're fair.
We actually did a skit like that, remember? With like Kayas, you were like, Juicy, I had a kid with you, Juicy. And it's like, no, I didn't. I never had a kid with you. What are you talking about?
With everybody.
And then he pulls out a picture of a baby with Keon's head on it.
My face.
Oh.
I think we still got that because we got it on a big like sign type of thing.
It's a big sign, and he's trying to get down.
It's a cartoon baby with my big melon on it.
Yeah. It looks just like you, Juicy. What are you talking about? Hey, that doesn't look like me at all.
Was it Juicy? Was that the character name?
Yeah, it was Juicy. Remember, because they tried to hire the res PI. Like the whole premise of the skit is they're trying to hire the res PI to find to find the baby daddy, but the baby daddy is the res PI, so it's a big convoluted thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we knew our beats. We knew our beats.
The res PI, he's always there, but he's fucking volunteer.
Yeah.
They're
I think our saddest skit, oh, sorry, Wavell, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think our saddest
I'll go then.
Where we used the where we had the puppets when they're all strung out in the guest house.
Oh fuck yeah, puppets! Those are creepy, man.
Our puppets were great. They're professionally made. I think we spent more money on our puppets than I think what we got paid at the end of the day.
Spent a lot of money on those puppets, and there were like 3D puppets that are like they could easily be on Sesame Street, right? So we had,
so they're real good professional.
They're really good. Oh yeah,
they were like 3 months before filming. We actually had to take pictures of the front view,
and they're all like fucking mana,
and the back view. Yeah, and then we sent them off, because the whole premise of the skit, and you're gonna see it, it's actually gonna come out eventually at some point. I don't know when, but it's scheduled to come out. And basically the whole premise of the skit is the dog, there's this res dog that him too, he's a puppet. There's this res dog, and the res dog becomes a famous country singer, and he hooks up with the Bionic Bannock boys, and he becomes and he becomes all strung out, and then they go try to wake him up, and he gets in trouble for biting somebody, and he gets put in dog jail.
Oh, you guys just wrecked him.
Yeah, we just wrecked him, and then we and then we actually had a jail set, like an actual jail set, right? That was built, so it had like the plexiglass visiting center and all that kind of stuff. And then you had the Bannock boys in jail while the dog is singing his extra, which was actually the extra to the episode that time. But it was actually pretty hilarious because and we also did just totally off the cuff was with the things, we wanted to have something like kind of like, we wanted to use them like Muppets, you know what I mean, like a Sesame Street style thing. So,
Phenomena. You should have that song.
We built this big thing, and then we're like, my dad is a what was it? My dad is a police officer.
Yeah.
My dad is a city councilor. What does your dad do? 7 to 10.
It just ends all sad.
Fuck. It just crickets after that.
He's in the pen.
Fuck. Rude awakening. Just a rude awakening.
So yeah, like we just totally did wrong with these puppets. But here's the mantra that we had back then. The mantra was, if it's wrong, it's right. If it's right, it's wrong. I know that doesn't make sense, but when you watch it, it makes it, just as long as we hit our beats. We just have to hit our beats.
Okay, hey man.
We had just one last thing. We had a script supervisor. I think what lasted a day.
Yeah, that script supervisor was so stressed out.
Serious?
Well, yeah,
because like
because we had to have scripts written, right? To
Yeah.
get.
Oh yeah. And you
We
guys are
are
like, yeah,
following
fuck
them. We
scripts.
just need to know our beats.
You guys
right?
are like, you guys are like holding like a blank piece of paper just to like appease them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, not even. There's nothing on the paper.
Oh no, they actually went through the whole process to make sides for us, and they
Right,
went through the whole process because like we actually did have to provide skits for
right,
AP,
right.
like proper, fully written
Yeah,
skits, properly formatted, like the way that you do with movie scripts and all that kind of stuff, right? So we had to provide that for APT, and that was one of our deliverables. So we and that's actually called a season Bible, right, where you provide all the scripts for every single episode, and you got a big fat binder full of them. So this person went through, took the time, meticulously built us according to our schedule, according to our shooting schedule, built all the sides for the day. But here's the thing, we never fucking followed the scripts because we knew what the stories were. We already
right,
knew what the stories were, that because we played so well off of each other, and we played so well, like part of comedic time, like comedic timing is very hard to achieve, right?
right.
But because we knew each other all so well, that we
Mhm.
were able to play off the and find our comedic timing, and
Right.
that meant sometimes improving stuff.
Yeah.
And 95% of the time, 99% of the time, it's funnier if you improv it, if you just come up with some sort of quip or something right
Yeah.
off the cuff. Like there was a number of skits that weren't even in there, that we just like, hey, it would be funny, let's try this. Like there's actually a skit like that in the very first episode that's coming out in January. You're gonna see that. I'm not gonna say which one, but there's a skit in that episode that's totally unscripted. It was not part of the Bible. It wasn't. It was just funny. So we shot it, right. And that's the cool thing about. That's why I said it's gonna be very hard to recreate the magic of the Bionic Bannock Boys, because we we're doing so much live stuff. We knew each other so well. We had such a huge bank of stuff that we were drawing on, that we could draw on at any given moment, at any given time, that when it came time to do the TV show, we just shoot right in perfectly, right? And we played off each other to create that magic. So trying to recreate Bannock Boys, and it's not going to happen like that. So instead of trying to recreate Bannock Boys, let's make Tricksters,
Start
with new
fresh.
right?
technology.
Start fresh.
Yeah.
Let's start fresh, and this time, unlike last time, let's really utilize social media to the fullest, because social media is where it's at nowadays. Like
Absolutely.
honestly, like there's the APTNs of the world and all that kind of stuff, but where you're gonna find the people, and especially where you're gonna find the audiences, and where you're gonna find the people, and you know you can have fun with that. You're going to find them in social media. You're going to find them in the four social media directions, the four sacred social media directions. You're going to find them there. You know what I mean? Like, you got the kids on TikTok, you got the old heads on Facebook, you got the everyone in between on Instagram, and if you want any kind of media whatsoever, you're going to find everything on YouTube, right? So that's why this time around, unlike last time we didn't utilize it because we weren't thinking about it. It just wasn't,
Right.
we
Different day and
weren't
age.
thinking about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But nowadays we're thinking about it, right? So we're like, let's actually really leverage this. So go check out Tricksters Comedy. I'm telling you, man, we're coming out the gate. We're coming out the gate strong. We're going to be relentless.